Ryan Gary.
Daniel.
What's going on?
Not much, dog. What's up with you?
Not much. You like ketchup?
Over there. What are you eating over there?
I'm trying not to eat.
Yeah, but you are eating.
Not anymore.
Okay, what were you eating?
If you had to guess, just give me one guess.
Okay, this is gonna be crazy.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that it's you bought your kids like dried fruit bars.
Okay.
And then you bought them at Costco and it was like a 60 pack. You gave each of them one bar and they said, we don't like this. And now you're working your way through 58 dried fruit bars, 2 a day for the next month.
He knows.
How close was I?
Pretty close. Pretty close. It was overcooked Cheez-Its that I've asked not to be bought anymore because they're too good.
Oh, is it white cheddar grooves?
No, they're called extra toasty, so they're only the burnt ones.
Oh man, they are the best.
Yeah, but Allie Love, it doesn't help the Allie Love,
It's definitely true. Yeah, like every single one of them is like 15 calories or something like that.
But they are good. They are good. Did you send your tweet out?
I did not send my tweet out. Thank you for reminding me. First, I'm gonna copy the lobby link and send it to you as well.
Okay.
I don't know what you're supposed to do with that.
No problem. I just want to get our Discord off so people don't see that. Okay.
Whoa, man.
No, you sent me an in-game invite.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me.
When I told people we were playing this, people were pretty pogged up.
Dude, it's a really good game.
I've never played it.
Dude, I played it when it first came out in early access. It's actually like, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Imagine Hades, but the art style is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I know that's your bop right there.
My man. Speaking of, big thank you to Ember Knights for sponsoring this segment of Ryan, Gary, and my streams. Big thank you. Ember Knight. Yeah.
And same in my chat. I'm typing out a tweet here, and the tweet is like the most. It's when you get to have the most influence over the sponsored content. Like that's when I feel the most like in the lab.
So like in your head, what did you just cook up?
Well, we got required ats, and of course I've got to include you in there, and then so I've got @DanGheesling and I are playing at the Ember Knights on stream, sponsored by Twin Sales Int, and then I'm gonna say amazing co-op / multiplayer roguelite that just came out in V 1.0.0. That's how you know it's serious.
Oh, the extra O. Chat, in case you want to know why I call Ryan Gary, because that's his name. You know him as Northern Lion. I know him as Northern Lion Ryan Gary.
I'm gonna hit you with something that maybe you'd agree with or disagree with.
Okay.
I'm kind of over middle names.
Really?
Yeah. Because sometimes you ever go to like a website and then it has like a place for your name and a place for your middle name. And then like if you don't put in a middle name, it's like that's not okay. If you put in a middle name that has a space in it, they're like that's an invalid character. Then you get your credit card in the mail and it's got like your middle name as your first name, and you're like, oh, every time I like pay for something with this, they're gonna have to call like Visa headquarters to make sure it's actually me. Like it's crazy. I'm
with you, but as often in our relationship, I gotta hit you with, what if your name is John Smith? That middle initial is that's your life. It's your entire life.
That is true, yeah. I feel like if your name is John Smith and you're not 300 years old, your parents made a mistake.
What do you mean?
They should have given you something more unique at that point.
Like,
okay, Dan, because I know you haven't played this before.
Yeah.
And as you can see, my hub world is absolutely popping off right now.
Ooh,
in ways that are indescribable. There is a dodge roll. It really is. It's a little bit like Hades meets Enter the Gungeon with like a high fidelity Super Nintendo art style.
Love it.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you with the talking points real quick. Legendary warriors, the Ember Knights, are skilled in wielding more than a dozen weapons, only one at a time though. Multiplayer, co-op, and a big focus on synergies. Create unique and deadly builds by unlocking new skills, getting game-changing relics, and in co-op, set up combos and synergies between your playstyle. Now, I'm not saying that means one of us is going to be DPS and one of us is going to be support, but you know, we'll figure it out as we go.
I will say, Ryan, don't forget about the face praxis hordes. Beasts, specters, sorcerers, and creatures of all sorts fight against dozens of unique monsters, each with their own unique attacks and behaviors. You nailed the ad read, though, by the way.
That wasn't an ad read. That came straight off the top of the dome piece.
Oh, wow. Holy.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Can you see all this stuff? Like, can you choose?
Ember Blade?
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you most comfortable with in it? I know you've been playing Enter the Gungeon. Maybe you'd like to be a bow Andy.
You know, to me, this looks like Rogue Souls, so I'd like to be a Dark Souls player.
Okay, I'll keep the bow, because you know how we both feel about magic users.
Yeah, resin.
Exactly. And then I just have to remember how we go to the dungeon. Which I mean, the problem for me is that I think like I was too good at the game when I played it last time. So we may be like in New Game Plus here, essentially.
Wow. Okay. This slipped past my radar. I didn't know you did like a whole 50-part series on it.
Oh, it was just one part, but it was a very strong one part.
Got you. All right,
I don't have enough money to purchase any upgrades. I'm not going to the compendium. I'm going to the Ember Pit.
Okay.
Wait, oh, okay. You got to come meet me over here at the Rift.
North?
I'm ready. I got a purple head here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Enter the tear. Okay.
If you had to choose what color your lightsaber would be, what color would you take?
Red.
So you'd be evil.
No, why does the color of your saber have to dictate your evil?
Can you name a Jedi who used the right lightsaber while still following the path of light?
Alex Guinness.
Obi-Wan Kenobi uses actually a blue lightsaber in A New Hope.
Before I ask you your color,
I'm embarrassed that I know that.
Before I ask you your color, where did the question spawn from?
Well, because I changed the color of my ember to pink/purple.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, you know what? I think that would be my color in the Star Wars universe. A purple lightsaber really hits the spot.
You'd be a Mace Windu?
I think so. Or maybe, like, I don't want to step on Mace Windu's toes, so I think possibly I would take, like, more of a pink than a purple.
Well, did you know that Samuel L. Jackson approached George Lucas and said, could I please have a purple lightsaber? And George Lucas says, well, there's no such thing as a purple lightsaber. And then Samuel L. Jackson, well, could I please? And he said, I'll think about it.
There you go.
It's true. They had to invent a new kyber crystal just for Samuel L. Jackson. Here, you get that. Or maybe we can both get something.
Chakram?
I also have the option to get Chakram. And I have... You know what? What are you going to take?
I'm going to take Chakram.
Okay, I'm going to take a stun.
Okay.
Because I'm going to... Let's try to work together here. I can stun enemies. And then you can go hard on them with your... Oh, no, that was me. I'll stun enemies, and then you can go crazy on them with your sword or with whatever skill you get here.
Okay. I go Cloak and Dagger. Why did you say let's try to work together? Like to me, that's my starting place. Is trying.
I know, but I don't want to have a situation where like... you know, we're mindlessly talking about Star Wars, and then we don't think about how we can move forward most efficiently together. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
You know what it really is that when you... Oh, I have my stun. I did not use it right. When you first start doing something, that's the best time to set good habits.
It's very true.
You saw it when we did Team Unity. If the first game of PUBG goes amazing, then you're starting off on the right foot. If the first 10 games are like, you know, tiltable, then it's just 4 people muting and deafening and then talking to their chat for 2 hours.
Ironically enough,
lightning bolt.
Earlier today, it was like once a 6-month appearance. Apollo showed up in chat, which is a very, very big rarity. And I asked him, I said, hey, look, you're not gonna hurt my feelings, but like, do you miss Unity? And I was prepared for either answer. What do you think he said?
I think he said no.
That's what I thought he was gonna say. And he said, of course.
Oh, that's nice. He's nicer in chat than he is over voice, honestly. And I can relate to that. I think that's fairly natural.
See, I think I'm the opposite. I think I'm not as nice in chat, but nicer in real life.
I think that's also true. Oh, secret. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
I think I'm meaner in chat, but I think I can be insensitive in the voice call as well. So I don't know. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Well, what about since you brought it up, what about your initial meeting rating? Like the first time you meet someone. I mean, I would certainly not put you in the top 50% of kindness.
Just because you said you watch me and I said thanks for the 5 cents.
Yes, the first
thing. That's just funny. It's just a funny statement.
If I know you, yeah, that's funny. But I'm like, I honestly thought, I'm like, this dude is kind of a jerk.
I don't think I was kind of a jerk. I think I was, because that's the kind of comment that you would make with like a close friend.
But I didn't know you.
I know, but by making a comment that you would only make with a close friend, isn't it more like it's like assuming a level of intimacy that makes us feel more familiar with one another right off the bat?
Yeah.
Thus deepening our connection?
I mean, I kind of chalked it up to like you were nervous or something. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I might have been nervous. Not because you won Big Brother, but just because you're a new person.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And then Kate reached into her purse and gave me a business card. And on the business card was a nuclear throne code. I'll never forget that. That's kind of weird. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, we're kind of killing the game right now, huh?
I'm kind of about to die.
All right.
But I can go to we can go to the healing fountain and heal and revive fallen knights.
Okay.
Where the game, like, listen, we're both roguelite like experts, right? So, oh, you know what? Why don't you take?
No,
some
you slurp it up.
No. You got the 21. Go for it. And plus, I should be staying farther out of combat anyway. You know, I don't know if you have the same experience when there's a new like isometric, semi-twin stick shooter style roguelite. Like, I'm not dying before the first boss. So right now we're getting our sea legs. Once we face that first boss, things are gonna get a little bit more dicey. Pun intended, although that doesn't really make sense with respect to this game.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, there's no way we die before the first boss.
It's not gonna happen.
I kind of want to turn the music up a little bit. Sounds kind of like David Bowie Labyrinth-esque. It's really good, like with a hint of Monkey Island.
Like a little dance magic dance.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
30 minutes Samyo 80s video store ride.
Sanguine Sucker is the name of this one, in case you're listening only today. The name of this boss. Can I get some aggro? There we go. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
I think when he hits you, he life steals as well.
Oh.
Just like a real mosquito.
You know what I learned the other day via mosquitoes? Is that my 7-year-old son says, Dad, why do you have so much arm hair? And I didn't have a reason for the utility of it. But then later on, I think a YouTube short popped up because my phone always listens to me. And it was a YouTube short of a mosquito trying to suck blood from someone with arm hair, and it couldn't because it couldn't get through. Yeah.
I will say though, I'm one of the hairiest men that I've ever seen, and we went camping this weekend, and I'll take that for sure. I got mosquito bites all over my legs, and they are definitely not hairless, even though I've been biking a lot.
I do have to hit you with some internal BM, not internal BM. Hold on, let's think. What do we want to buy here? You have all the money.
Here, oh, you know what? I don't know if I can buy this for you, but this would be great for you because you crit the first time you attack any enemy, and this heals you for 1 every time you crit. So every enemy, that's like 1 heal. Whenever you dodge, your next weapon attack is a guaranteed crit.
Hey,
whenever you refresh a skill, deal damage around you.
My mom just showed up in chat. Hi, Mom.
Hey, hi. Here, can you pick that up?
Oh, yeah, good save.
Okay, That's gonna be nice.
Let me buy you this healing potion. All right.
Thank you so much. Wait, oh yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Actually,
sorry.
I'd like to live.
All right.
But I think that's good because you and we have too much bravado. We would never pay for healing.
Yeah.
You know, we would always be like, why would you get healing when instead you could just not get hit for free?
Or say
so
we
to
never
accidentally buy a potion is good.
So speaking of accidental, so it's not BM, but like typically like, and I'll break the fourth wall here, chat. If I send Ryan a DM and we're talking, usually the advanced radius of time responses, I'd say 24 hours, get plus or minus 4, you know. And you went like 0 dark 30 for like 7 days, and I'm like, okay, I know he's moving, and then I'm like, man. Did someone clip the BM that I was talking about him and send it to him or something?
Well, let me tell you how that went down. Yeah. First, we were moving, but then we didn't have a desk at our new place. So after I would commute to our old place in the morning, work, drive home to our new place, and then just like look at my phone if I ever had to use the internet. So I don't have Discord on my phone. So it was very limited for me to reply to messages. Last week we got the desk, but there were some problems with our internet, and then this weekend we went camping. So everything was like a little messed up, but now we're back in a more stable routine, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I gave you the benefit of the doubt because I thought you were unpacking, but let me ask you this, because this is let's reverse engineer this thing. You don't have Discord on your phone,
right?
I feel like there's a good reason for that, but I can't seem to find one.
I would look at it. I preferred, like, I'm not one of those crazy people who's like, I need to regress to like a Nokia, but I'm definitely like, I don't want, and oh, you should, actually you get guaranteed crits. I'm gonna take both of these if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
I guess I should have waited for, sorry, for you to say okay, but.
Wait.
That's why, like, because I want, like, I don't want, like, I'm at my computer a reasonable amount. That gives me an ample time outside of special circumstances to reply to messages.
Define reasonable.
Well, like, now that we actually have like a desk here and internet, like from 9 till like 4, I'm around.
Okay. That's ample, yeah.
I don't want to be like at the playground with my daughter and I'm like, I can't play like fake store anymore. You know what I mean? Like I just can't buy like one more loaf of bread from the store that she sets up under the slide. And I'm like, oh, let me just open up my phone really quick. And it's like a Discord DM being like, when is he going to play this game again? And like tilt my mood for the whole day. Like that's just, just a bad use of my mental health, I think.
No, that's, you know what? I knew there was a good reason. I couldn't fathom it, but now I'm probably going to adopt your reason. Ooh. You know? Because sometimes that happens. Like, I'll get buzzed and it may be like, you know, like someone posts a new meme image or something, you know?
And you're like, ha ha ha. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so then are you fully moved?
We still have some more furniture coming, which will hopefully reduce the echo in my office, but that's about it.
I did notice.
So I'd say we're over.
Did you get new lighting or something?
I mean, it's a new room, so it is new lighting.
But you didn't get like a key light or anything like that?
Kate got me like I guess it is a key light that clips onto your camera, but I don't really know anything about like lighting at all. Yeah. I resent having to think about it, as you could probably imagine.
Yeah, you just want to hit the stream button.
Exactly. Here, you take both of those. You're kind of the tank. Okay, I need to figure out. Oh, it's middle click to use the other skill. Oh, I clicked by accident. Did you know that your skills are tied to the number of attacks that you land on enemies?
Ooh. Oh, that's where the 15 with the golden sword.
Exactly. So you can set them up so that they're like ready to go at the same time, or maybe there's skills that are better used like in sequence or something.
I got you. How would you rate the move? That's like one of the top 10 things that people don't want to do. It's like dying's number 2 and moving's number 1.
It was, oh, you take the other one. It was like, it was pretty bad. Like the movers that we got scratched the heck out of our old place, like broke a bunch of well, like scraped up the paint, scraped up the hardwood, and we're like presently in, I don't know if you call it negotiations, but we're in like the customer service situation where they're like, hey, how much money would like compel you to not leave a 1-star review? And we're like, this much. And then they're like, we can't give you that much. All we can give you is like a number that's like 1/10 of that. And I'm like, well, we're at an impasse then, aren't we?
Well, when you say like scraped up, like what you're talking, like a few like angel hair pasta scratches, or what are we talking here?
Not
we're
angel
talking,
hair
we're
pasta.
talking gashes. We talking like ravioli style holes in the wall.
The floors are definitely gashed. And I don't know if you, I feel like contracting maybe is a bit, I don't want to say a scam because they're doing something that I don't know if I could do. So I want to give them credit where credit's due. But did you know that if your hardwood floor gets damaged, it's essentially impossible to repair it? The only thing you can do, unless you can somehow source the boards that were originally used, is replace your entire hardwood floor. I'm dead, by the way. I think you got this, though.
That's not true. Who told you that?
Well, admittedly, they have a conflict of interest, but it was the contractor that told me that.
No, what you do, I mean, it's not any easier, but you have to sand the whole area down and then restain it. And like you sand like the scratch out, and then, you know, you're not going to match the color that good, so you got to, but anyways. So I mean, I don't think you're being needy, but I think it's couth of you to expect a move to go with like maybe a scratch, but no gouges and no raviolis.
Scratches, gouges, and then also, you know, I think why don't you take the other 3? I think you deserve them. You need the damage. Oh, and you need the, I forgot what the other one was, but it makes sense to me.
Wait, can you wait, when you walked back in your place for the first time, what was your reaction when you saw?
Well, like honestly, I'm not detail oriented. Okay, that's so like most of the time, like it doesn't bother me that much. Like I would live it. You know those memes that are like men will really live like this and think it's okay, and it's like just a room with a PS4 and then the TV's on top of like a Rubbermaid tote.
With like a bunch of wet Wendy's bags around it?
Exactly. Well, I would prefer to keep it clean, honestly. Oh. Sorry,
What?
Daniel.
What?
Oh.
I killed the boss!
Spectator.
What? That's pretty
though.
good. I like this.
Oh, well, okay. He's cooking me. How'd you get 3 stars, but no, but not MVP? That's crazy. Holy.
So you're saying like you've seen the meme picture of that? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't notice stuff like that much. I'm sure you can relate to this, and a lot of people can relate to this. My wife notices it a lot, so it's a big problem for her. So it became a big problem for both of us because we're on the same team. So I'm mad that they did damage to the house. I'm much more mad that, you know, they damaged my wife's mental well-being, especially during an already stressful period. So as a result, you know, you got to pay the piper for that. And then they started, basically, long story short, whenever I burn, I stun. We love that for us. We got a quote from a contractor for what it would take to repair it, and it was like a lot. And then I sent it to them, and they said, we can't possibly cover that. I'll give you one guess what their first offer was for the amount of money that they thought was fair.
Like percentage wise?
Just pick like an amount of US dollars that would make you mad.
And you're saying like your floor's scuffed, holes in the walls type
Holes
thing?
in the wall. They charged us extra money to move my wife's piano because they said they had qualified piano movers, and then they damaged her piano. So like we paid extra money for them to break something they shouldn't have been moving in the first place.
I'd say $200, $250.
You're exactly correct. They offered $225, and I basically sent him back with an email that said, if you're not going to give us a serious number, then just eat this 1-star Google review. And then they said, we don't want to do that. Tell us what would be fair. And I said 10 exit. But I still think you should. Okay, I'll take it.
Let me ask you this though.
And they said we can't 10x it, and they offered like another $150. And I said, lose this email address. And then this weekend, I didn't reply after I said lose this email address. This weekend at like 5 a.m. on a Sunday, they said something that was like, we've reevaluated this case and we understand you're mad. We'd really like to handle this before it goes to like a customer review. And I've been leaving them on red the whole time. Because it's straight honest, and not to be like, I'm not trying to big shot them or anything like that. But for the amount of stress that it caused us, but particularly Kate, I would rather eat the $400 that they're offering and leave them like a 1-star review that people would see and think twice about ever using their business ever again.
Well, first off, my man's negotiating like he's negotiating a sponsorship deal. 10x that, or else I'm not even clicking on it on Steam. Part 2, and this is not a BM question. I just need to know, like, how did you decide on this company to move you?
They had really good reviews.
Really?
Which is crazy. Yeah.
So you got...
It definitely was not like we went with the cheapest offer. It was like they offered a higher... I mean, they actually did like a level of service that you almost never see, which is like, if we wanted to pay extra, they were going to pack our whole place up for us, like move it and then unpack it exactly where we wanted it. And we were like, no, that's crazy. Like, that's too much. Now I'm like, I'm so glad we didn't do that, because they couldn't even just move. And like, I'm sure that you've had experiences like this before. They were moving the boxes, and they were moving them so slow that I was like, get the lead out. I started picking up boxes and moving the boxes in.
Hopefully you'd set the tone, right? Like, I'm moving this fast. Like, speed it up, buddy.
That was kind of what I was thinking about.
No, I'm with you. Well, like,
it's like, don't get me wrong. I get that, like, this is your job. You don't really want to put a rush out, but at the same time, like, I want you out of my house. It's been a long day.
See, I thought you were gonna say like one of Kate's anime statues got damaged too, but I mean the piano is like...
It's probably worse, but the statues have some sentimental value. So they would have been bad either way. And I expect like a little damage, because you're moving stuff, like it's heavy, but there was too much. Also, and this is judgmental, but as soon as I saw the movers, I was like, I don't know, guys. I'm used to seeing like one really huge guy that is wearing like a shirt that's like pre-sweat stains. Like, when I see that, I'm confident. This was just like 3 guys who look like me, and I was like, I don't know. If I wanted 3 guys that look like me to do the move, I would have just done it myself.
Did they have any of them have those like bandoliers on? Like, I feel confident when I see it, like, especially like an older mover with a bandolier. I'm like, all right, this dude has seen some stuff. You know,
as messed up as it sounds, and there were no bandoliers, but as messed up as it sounds, I want a mover whose back does not work, because that means he's been doing the job long enough that like he knows the best way to do things. He's left it all on the line. I don't want a mover who it's like their first day on the job, they've never sustained an injury. Like, I love that for them, don't get me wrong. But I want a mover who's like learned the hard way how to not do things.
You want someone who's had to make the decision. All right, this baby grand piano's slowly tilting down these stairs. I can hurt my back, or let this thing go. All right, what do we got here? Well, the good news is you're done, right?
Yeah, I'm just happy it's like mostly over.
When you're done though, can you? I won't share it. Can you copy the review and paste it in our DMs? I just want to read it.
I could do that.
Right.
I could do that.
I won't share it. I promise. I won't share it.
It's like, I'm not that good at many things. not to sound like very depressed, but I'm not that good at many things. I'm really good at writing like a customer service email that will make the company feel bad.
See, I gotta hit you with this. Oh, I'm toasted. You gotta carry this one.
I'll do my best, but I am a little scared.
Oh, nice,
you
nice,
got some
nice.
meat when you died.
Nice. This game's fun, by the way. Ember Knights. This is fun.
I know. Yeah, we've been distracted talking about, you know, real life stuff, but any game that lets you get into the flow state so you can talk about real life stuff. I mean, it's a skill in and of itself. Oh,
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, we don't like the games. Like, there's some depth to it, but you don't. It's not super complicated, so you can just play on the fly and understand what's going on without saying, "Oh, does this D6 crit me, or do I gotta wait?"
And it actually gets hard, as you can see. It's not just left click forever.
Chad is saying in the upper right ice, there's some meat for you.
Oh,
good job,
thank
Chad.
you. He's done. Oh, I'm done. I'm on 1 HP. The meat saved my life.
Pleasey, pleasey, pleasey. One more, one more, one more, one more. Oh, nice.
We lived.
So, I recently asked chat if they had ever like written or complained about like something before, because long story short, there's this downed tree in my neighborhood and it's like blocking the sidewalk. And it's been 3 weeks and nothing's happening. I'm like, I'm gonna take this into my own hands. So I took my kids up to Home Depot. All right, let's see what we want to buy here.
I'm just gonna buy this to keep myself alive for now.
Cloak and dagger. Whenever
you already have that one, so
Ooh.
I don't think you need cloak, or maybe you don't anymore because you took ballista.
I'm gonna buy Radahn's meteor.
Okay.
So anyway, so we go to Home Depot, and they're like, "Dad, what are we doing here?" And because they'd never been to Home Depot, and they walk in like, "This place smells like wood." I'm like, "Yeah, it smells good." Right?
It smells amazing. Yeah, exactly.
So then we go over because I'm gonna rent a chainsaw. Because I don't own a chainsaw.
Holy.
So we go over to the rental area, and there's 2 people behind the counter, and they're not like, there's no customers. They're both on their cell phones. And I go up and I go, "Hey, I'm looking to rent a chainsaw." I go, "I have no idea what I'm doing. I hope you can show me so I don't hurt myself." Like, ha ha ha, like joking around. And they both.
But also serious. Yeah.
They both looked down at their phones and like didn't say anything. So I'm like,
oh no.
So I'm like, okay, like, hey, I'm gonna go look at the chainsaw. I go look at it. I come back, and I go, "Hey, which one of these should I get?" And like, there's no customers there. They're looking down at their phones for like 30 seconds.
Oh no.
and like normally, like especially when my kids are on, I'm on my best behavior. But I said,
of course, yeah.
I said something along the lines of, "Hey, I'll come back when you guys aren't so busy." And then I walked out of the store, and my sons are like, "Hey, how come we didn't get the chainsaw?" And I'm like, "Well, those people didn't feel like doing their jobs." And they're like, "Well, can't they get in trouble for that?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, why don't you say something to the boss?" And I'm like, "Well, if I say something to the boss, then they're gonna get in trouble, and maybe they're just having a bad day, And so like, I've never really, and it may be contrary to what you believe, I've never really complained about anything like that because I don't want the blood on my hands if someone gets fired. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I'm in exactly the same boat. Like, I know it sounds, people will say it actually sounds like crueler this way than the opposite way, but I would rather like eat the bad service, pretend like everything's okay, and then after I leave the business, leave them a 1-star review that probably costs them like thousands of dollars cumulatively instead. and they never know why the business failed instead.
Oh, let me slurp. I'll slurp half. There you go.
You slurp, I slurp half. Yeah.
All right, there you go. You got the rest.
Oh, I think here. Let's slurp half each.
Ooh.
This
That's kind of nice.
The gas pump.
Speaking of gas, I was playing Gungeon,
go ahead.
and someone on TikTok said this game is gas. Would you know what that means?
Oh yeah, it means it's good.
How do you know that?
Gang, no spicy. Ice cream so cold. I know exactly. Yeah, I'm with you.
Dan, he'll come back to chat when you aren't so busy.
Dude, by the
Smile.
way, can I tell you I had the exact opposite Home Depot experience just to prevent the company from being slandered?
Yeah, tell me.
I went to Home Depot to buy rat poison because there was a rat living in our barbecue. I went over to the rat poison section and I picked out something that said, like, it was called like Rat Be Gone, guaranteed to kill all rats. An older gentleman came over to me and said, "Do you need any help?" And I said, "Nah, I think I know what I'm doing." And then he said, "Not if you're buying that, you don't." And I said, "Oh, really?" And then he said, yeah, if you got like rats, you need to like you can't use that stuff. That's just made with like calcium phosphate, and it just makes them get constipated until they die. But it takes like 3 weeks. Then he said, follow me, and he took me like behind the cash register to a locked cabinet and open it up, and there was like controlled substances in there. And he was like, this is what you need if you want to kill a rat. And like he sold it to me. It was amazing.
I got my eyes in your chat right now, waiting for someone to say K Kona killing rats is cool. K Kona, you know, something like that. But anyways, wait, how do you have rats? Like, what are you leaving? Like pieces of steak out on the road or something?
They just live, man. They're, you know.
But
what can you say about a rat? They're resilient. It's like that. It's what they do.
Is that old place rat or new place rat?
It's an old place rat.
Okay, I get it then.
So it's not our problem. But also, the poison worked. Like after 5 days, I opened up the barbecue with the poison. Like they were traps that were set up. So I opened up the barbecue to check the traps to see if there was a rat corpse in there, and there was just like a paralyzed rat on the barbecue. And I looked at it, and then he looked at me, and I went back inside to get like, I don't know, gloves or like a garbage bag or something to put it in. And then he started going like, but he wasn't like a normal rat. He was like messed up from the poison. And Kate came and watched out the window, and we were like, what's going on with this rat? And then he just fell off the barbecue. Like, he didn't jump, he just fell, and then he ran away, and he never came back.
Oh, so you didn't have to touch him?
I didn't have to touch him.
Would you have been okay touching like a stiff rat carcass?
With gloves on, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you got to. What are you going to do? Listen, I'm not like an alpha male. You take the meat up there. But like at some point, there's like, I feel like there's husband tests, right? You got to touch the rat. That's what you're there for. You got to touch the rat. Your wife does a lot of stuff for you. You got to touch the rat. Sorry, that's the way it goes.
No, I'm with you. Like like if you're the only option, but like, see, like you wouldn't grab a shovel or a broom or a dustpan or something?
I guess I would rather, I might use a broom and a dustpan.
All right.
In that case. I mean, I would rather not grab it with my bare hands. But I will be the person who initiates the contact with the rat.
I'm with you. Dude, I don't know. I don't think, like, outside of a pet store, I've never seen a rat. I would probably, like, to me, that's shock core. Weren't you a little shocked when you saw it?
I put on a brave face, but it was a little... It's not something I'm particularly used to. But I also kind of got, like... better at dealing with maybe not animals like a rat, but like bugs and stuff like that when I was in college, because we did like, you know, experiments on locusts and stuff like that, and
like
you know, you're picking up animals with or picking up insects with your bare hands and stuff like that.
Wait, speaking of like, you said you're not alpha. Was there a moment in your relationship with Kate when you did something and you're like, okay, if she likes me after this, I'm all right? Like, were you like...
I can't remember.
You were jump scared of like a beetle or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. Just in general during the move, I'm like, if my wife stays with me after this move, like we're set. It's like I can't organize stuff. I can lift stuff okay, but...
Nice dodge.
Not very good at organizing stuff. I'm not good at packing. I'm not good at unpacking.
Nice.
So this is like I'm at my weakest here for sure.
Sorry, I'm just watching you clutch up here.
I know. I'm doing my best. I think we have the same bad habit, which is that like I only go sicko mode once I'm on like no HP. Imagine if I lived my whole life as if I was on 1 HP.
You can't though. That's not fun.
I guess you can't summon that resolve at all times.
Nice. Oh, look at that nice little turret you put out there. Come on, you got to carry. Holy.
Where's he going? Where's he? Oh! What are you gonna do?
This is like a Souls fight. By the way, this is called Ember Knights, chat. You're watching Ryan Gary with 1 HP on the third boss. This is not indicative of how you're gonna play when you play this game for the first time. Please.
Don't get your hopes up. Oh! Just a little more.
I'm clenching over here. Get out of there! Couple more.
He's so close.
Good dodge, good dodge. Couple more. Pump. Ladies and gentlemen. Nice work. Holy.
Why didn't I just play like that the whole time? Obviously, I can play without getting hit.
Oh, that was impressive.
Ooh.
Well done.
You know what? I had a dad thought the other day that got me really good.
You. All this is you.
Well, let's see. I think I'll take skill damage. I think I do use that a lot. I think you should take the HP because you're melee. You get in there more often.
Okay.
And then what's the skill damage? Yeah, I'll take that. All right. Here was my dad thought, I drive safely. Like I don't drive recklessly, but it dawned on me like when I have takeout in the car, I drive really, really, really safe, right? When I am just driving normally with my child in the car, I just send it. And I started to reevaluate like my thought patterns. You know, if you got like soup in the car, like you got ramen or udon or something like that, I place it down like in front of the front passenger seat and I try to make like really smooth turns and stuff like that. If there's no soup in the car but my kid's in the car seat, I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of here. Whoa, you're blocking the bike lane. Get out of That being said, my kid's strapped into the car seat, so it's not quite the same thing, but still.
You don't want to spill that soup, man.
I don't want to spill the soup.
Dude, when we were pulling out of the Home Depot parking lot, like our view was obstructed, but I'm like, with my kids in the car, like I'm like you, I drive a little safe. I'm not gonna say elder gentleman, but just came zooming through the parking lot with a reckless abandon, and I go, fuck. And I caught myself because I've never let anything slip around my kids. And my son, my son Simon is like, "Oh, Dad, I heard you say it." I'm like, "Say what?" He said, "You said pho," and I'm like, "Yeah, I was saying fudge." He's like, "Dad, what does that mean?" And I'm like, "It's a bad word. Don't worry about it." So then I get home, we get home, and what do you think the first thing he says is, "Dad said pho."
Mom. Yeah.
I'm like, so I didn't let it slip, so they don't like really know the swear word they think that's pretty bad is ship. Like,
of course, yeah.
I think my mom, who's actually in chat, said not ship, and they're like, why does grandma say that? What does that word mean? I'm like, well, she's just saying ship. But anyways, have you ever dropped one in front of your daughter?
All the time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Has she ever said anything back?
No, not really. Nothing too bad. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I think we just have like a difference of opinion on it. Like I don't think it's a big deal, but I'm like, I don't mind if she knows the words. I just don't want her to be the one who introduces other kids to the words, and then. Yeah, I mean, you get the idea. Because then, if someone else's kid learns the word because of my daughter, the parents judge us as bad parents. When we're good parents, but we do swear on occasion.
But like, what if you're sitting down for dinner, and you're, you get your daughter a hamburger. She goes, "Dad, I don't want this effing hamburger." What are you gonna say to that?
I would say. We don't talk like that. I would say the problem is not that she said, "I don't want this effing," like it's not the F, it's her attitude in general for the whole thing. Like that's, I'm not gonna say like you have to eat the food that we give you in all circumstances, but we definitely don't talk to one another like that. Like that's, oh, whoa.
I mean, you would laugh. I mean, you would have to laugh.
I would laugh. I would laugh. It would be a problem. But you reap what you sow. Stance select. Why not stance select?
Let's run it. Wait, so is this your first time camping? I didn't know you were a camper.
This is my second time in my entire life camping.
Wait,
Both
wait.
times have been with Kate.
Wasn't there like a video or something where you bought like a bunch of Coleman gear? Like, I feel like I've seen that before.
Kate did a vlog the first time we went camping.
It's like a ton
sure.
of gear, right? Like pots and pans and hot
We're
plates.
kitted up, man. We're kitted up. No doubt about it.
Wait, so how was camping? Were you roughing it?
It was. I mean, I hate to get into the conversation because there's like people in chat who climb Mount Kilimanjaro with like no clothes on that always, what the heck is this?
Yeah, but really, or are they just acting like they do?
Oh, hang on a second. Look at it. What have we done here?
Secret?
I don't know. Secret number 11. A special powder that unlocks a new outfit.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, we slept in a tent outside. The campground had like no showers. It just had some running water for like doing your dishes and filling up your water bottle and stuff.
Potable?
So I don't know
Potable?
if that it was potable. Yeah, like we didn't have to wake up and like collect rainwater and then boil it with energy from the sun or whatever. Also, there's no because we have so many like forest fires. There's no campfires allowed, so it got mighty cold. Like it was cold enough that while sleeping, I could like feel, or I could see my breath. So that being said, we had a lot of fun, but at the same time, I was like, it is cold.
I mean,
It's July.
You lost me at tent sleeping on the ground. I mean, like, I don't think anyone can say boo about if you're sleeping on the ground. Like that's
Not
HC.
glamping.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
so. Let me.
I appreciate that.
So let me ask you this: what about that was fun? Because
Honestly, it's just nice to be in nature and be away from like internet signal.
okay.
Like we were fully like in non-signal territory,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how to stress it. It sounds crazy, but the food tastes so much better outside. Because when you're in your house or like you're in your hometown or whatever, you have so many options for food. You're like, I could eat whatever I want from my cupboards at any time. I could cook whatever I want. I could go to whatever restaurant. When you're camping, you bring everything in a bag. And you're like, this is what we're going to eat when we're going to eat it. And you look forward to it all day. And then when you eat it, you're like, this is the best meal I've ever had in my entire life.
how did you cook it?
We did bring a camping stove.
With like gas or with propane or something?
Yeah, like butane.
Oh, nice. You know what? You're kind of like, how did your daughter go or no?
She did, yeah.
How did she hold up?
She just loved it. Like, you know, she's a kid. She doesn't know what's going on. I kind of hated it when we went on a hike and then like, I thought it was just going to be walking in the woods, but it turns out it was like, on the way there, it was like 500 stairs straight down. And I was like, oh no. And then on the way back, it was 500 stairs straight up. And then you're like, you have to run it. I'm sure you've done it yourself. You run it in your head. Like, would I rather take 100 years to climb this staircase? Or would I rather sack the body and like carry her up this staircase for 500 steps? And you're like, I'm sacking the body. Because I don't know about you, I think my body's a little stronger than my mind. So I was like, I can't muster the patience to take an hour and a half to climb this staircase. So I guess I'm just gonna do permanent damage to my spine.
Oh, that's cool. I'm actually picking up some nuggets of wisdom. I'm gonna uninstall Discord from my phone. I do like, it's very different, but like once a summer, towards like the end of the summer special, I'll take my sons to go sleep in a tent outside, like in a
Like in your backyard?
Yeah, in like a
or-
nearby field. But it's not
Oh,
like
yeah.
we're not away from civilization, but they think it's great, you know?
Yeah, it's just something to break it up, you know? Just
The words break it up, man. Especially in summer. That's
I can't even imagine because hang on, I just gotta bring myself back to life here. Like our kid is in daycare throughout the summer, so nothing much changes. But when you got
man.
kids in school, I'm sure it's. And I have to preface this because like I see on social media, like a lot of people don't have kids, which is completely fine. But then they'll see like parents talking about their kids that are like, oh, I can't wait till school starts again, and they're like, oh, just say like you hate your kids. No, they don't hate their kids. It's just like it's a lot of extra work that normally you outsource to the public education system or the private education system for that matter. Like you got a lot of stuff to do, and then on top of it, it's like now I gotta find a way to entertain my children an extra 8 hours a day for 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a learning experience, you know.
Is this like the first year that? Well, it's not. It can't be the first year that you're dealing with summer vacation, but
No, it's the first year we're dealing with summer vacation with 2 kids and a 1-year-old.
yeah, that's a lot.
but it's good. Like, my only thing is like one day I would just want to keep a daddy count, like how many times I get hit with daddy. You know, just for sheer statistics. But it's just try to enjoy it, you know.
Well, because you know that's what's good. One day you're gonna be like, oh, I wish I could go back just for like a week.
Yeah. No.
But like when you're in it 24/7, you're like, I really wish the school year was year round. At least some of the time.
I'm waiting for someone in chat to hit you with the smart aleck comment for you to roast them about. Hey, if they're gonna talk about dad stuff all day, I'd rather tune into Tool Time. Oh, I'm toasted. You got to carry.
Oh, it's just another boss fight with 1 HP. What have I done? Oh, there's a pie up there. Gang, gang, yummy, yum. There we go. I'm dead. Oh, you got me, kid. Considering that was our first run, I mean, I think we're.
You got me, man. Sip of water. You
Oh man.
There's a pie gang.
Get the buckets out.
Hang on, I brought a bunch of embers back to Esper. Now it's possible. Have you been seeing all that stuff? The TikTok NPC lives?
I saw one thing on Twitter, and it was some lady like going nom nom eating each rose that was like being donated.
Yeah.
What is that? What's the meta?
It's just a TikTok trend where you pretend to be like an NPC, like a character in a video game, and then people donate money to send you gifts. And the gift will be like a food or like a flower or like a lightning bolt or something like that. And then they react to the gift in the same way every single time. And you've got it. That's it. There's nothing else to get. I mean, you don't get it, I'm sure. And I don't get it. But you've got all there is to get right now.
But here's my question. NPCs saying like Fallout New Vegas, they don't react like that. They're a little bit more dynamic than nom nom. you know?
Oh, man. I saw one, and there was there was an article about it. I forget the outlet, so I apologize. But the dude did like a dive into it. So he bought some TikTok coins, and gave a lightning bolt to a streamer that was doing that, and she went, I just got stung by lightning. And then the kicker was that to send the one lightning bolt was 27 cents. Like it's just crazy, man.
We don't even say names for less than $5 minus our cut, you know?
Well, I don't mean it to be like that, but there is an element of that where I was like, holy cow, you're paying 27 cents for the customer, and then the platform's taking its cut, and then like, what do you got left after that, man? You're doing it for like 11 cents or something. Then you gotta pay tax on it. Like you did it for 6 cents. Like it's getting crazy out there.
Oh, dude. Oh, can we talk about Ember Knights? My stomach hurts, man.
Okay, Ember Knights. You saw it for yourself. By the way, it's multiplayer. You can play up to 4. It doesn't have to just be 2. You can also play it by yourself. You can play as solo, and it scales dynamically in difficulty as a result. It is a twin stick. I don't want to call it a twin stick shooter, but it is a twin stick shooter style of roguelite. You get to select relics. You get to select items, skills. These give you synergies, as we saw, and the bosses are no joke, as we also saw. Hang on, I'm not going to be dark green here. I'm going to...
let me change my color.
Pure fire. Ember Knights. Check it out for yourself. It's been out in early access for a while now, but it just came out in version 1.0.0. And I do want to point out, it's not just us saying it, beloved by the community. Check out the reviews on Steam, overwhelmingly positive. It's Ember Knights. Thanks again for the sponsorship.
Someone just sent you a lightning bolt.
I know. Stop sending me lightning bolts.
Exclamation. Should I try the let me try the Nexel staff. Why not? You show off some of the games.
Sure.
No, this is fun because like we played some co-op games before that will not be named. Like this is fun. Like jump in. If you've played a roguelike, you get it. You know, there's some depth to it. But it's enjoyable. I like the art style. It's cool. This was a good pick.
Hang on, I've got to drop off my skill tablets. Holy, look at that. Gang.
Oh
man.
All right.
It's I don't know. As I get older, I'm like I guess as I get older, I'm more like you know what? Make your money however you got to make your money.
Yeah.
If it's saying ice cream so cold, yummy, no spicy, who cares? It's not hurting anybody. It's a little weird to me, but big whoop.
1 year gang.
Do you still have TikTok installed on your phone?
I don't know.
Speaking of, you have to imagine my shock when so I'm on TikTok. I took it off my phone, but I still used it a little bit. You have to imagine my surprise when you've been dormant for 4 years, and then I see a Final Fantasy TikTok from you on TikTok. What compelled you to do that?
The contract I signed for doing a sponsor stream for Final Fantasy 16.
They wanted a TikTok, huh?
Dude, I feel bad because the last 2 TikToks I've posted in the last 18 months were both for sponsored stuff, but then all the comments are like, "Wow, gamer, I am interfacing with your sponsored content. I'm gonna start playing video games as a result of this video," and I'm like, man, that can't be nice for the sponsor to see, but. And, you know, they wanted the TikTok. It's you know, I'm happy to do it for you. But
Yeah.
I will say the only time I go to TikTok now is if I have to post the sponsored thing. So it's once a year maybe. And that's the only time I see TikToks. Because if you're not logged in and someone links you a TikTok to watch, it's horrible. The interface is just horrendous. So I only see the TikToks after I log in, and this one, the one I saw this time, broke my brain. Yeah, sure. I'll surround myself with an aura of snowballs.
That looks good.
It was a guy who was maybe 19 or 20, and he had a girl with him, and he said, "I'm gonna show you guys my secret for how I get infinite kisses." And then the girl was like, "I'm never gonna kiss you." And he was like, "Oh yeah, really? Give me a kiss." And then she kissed him, and he was like, "See, I get infinite kisses. By the way, if you guys want to get infinite kisses, buy this sunset lamp that makes your room look like it's perpetually sunset. That's how I get infinite kisses." And I was like, what is this garbage? What is this nonsense? Just such idiotic, no. Ooh. Holy dude, you got a legendary.
Where, right there?
No, the one,
Oh,
the
yeah.
orange one. Look at that.
Was it an ad?
I don't know. I mean, it obviously was, but
Disclosed?
not disclosed.
Oh.
But that's not even the problem. I mean, for the FTC, I guess. But for me, I was just more what is this? Do you let your kids watch YouTube or YouTube Shorts at all?
No, of course not. Do
Okay,
you?
now I feel judged because we let her watch a little bit, but when we were
Shorts?
camping,
You let her doom scroll on Shorts?
Okay, well, YouTube Kids is it's semi-curated content, so they're not
Okay.
getting insane
Okay,
road
alright.
rage videos or anything like that. So the videos are relatively harmless. It's most of the time, and we watch her when she's watching them. Is that gold and we definitely take gold. it's usually stuff that's like, check it out, I'm opening like a SpongeBob surprise ball or something like that, or like it's a song that's like learn the ABCs at the zoo or something like that.
Nice cover, nice cover.
But she had like 20% iPad battery life left when we went camping, and she could only watch videos in offline mode because there was no internet. And I'm like, we've got to restart the planet. Like that in and of itself made me like lose faith in planet Earth. Just the videos that people are making for kids is just like, I think they're relatively harmless, but they're also insane. They'll be like an AI voice that's like, guess what I opened from the surprise ball? It has a dragon head and a dragon wing. What is it? If you guessed a dragon, IDK, bro. And I'm like, what is this? People have a hard time, like normies have a hard time imagining what we do. And what we do is at least like, is kind of similar to like a radio host or something like that, or like, you can, a podcast, you can teach it to normal people. I can't imagine being like 35 years old and being like, yeah, I make YouTube videos for kids, check one of them out. Like, they would put you in prison, I think.
So, someone we were talking about this earlier. Someone in chat says like one time I brought up Twitch at work, and they went on a diatribe how I don't understand how you watch Twitch. It's just watching someone play video games. And so I said, like, ask them, do they watch the NBA? You're watching someone else play basketball. Do they watch the news? You're watching someone else read the internet. It's all the same stuff, But I'm with you.
Listen.
What?
I'm with you. I don't know if I would call the news the same as watching someone read the internet.
That's what it is. How is it
I think
not?
it maybe depends. Like, I mean, they're the ones, in the best case scenario, they're the ones reporting the news that then the internet is reposting themselves, It's like,
are they though?
well, I guess there is a lot of like, hey, like, check out what I just saw while I was eating on the patio, and then it's like, hey, I'm Susan from NBC. Would it be okay if we if we showed this video on our news broadcast tonight? I guess there is a lot of that, but
like, don't you see like a lot of like Twitter screenshots on the news?
Well, I don't watch the news.
Neither do I, but it's on at the gym, and I'm
imagine.
Like,
oh yeah.
But no,
I don't want any of this, honestly.
Like, it's watching YouTube in my house is a treat because it's like we can watch Bluey, and I'm gonna be honest, it's like we want to watch Bluey. I'm like, okay, I can be in the kitchen like making breakfast or doing something else. But if they're on YouTube, I'm like, I don't know what the heck someone's gonna say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they're gonna watch.
No, I mean, I couldn't agree more, honestly.
I won't dox them, and it's not funny, but I have a family member with a little kid, and they like kind of gave him carte blanche on YouTube, and this was probably like a couple years ago, and it like flashed this like large Marge scary face in the middle of a kids cartoon, and like once that happened, I'm like, all right, YouTube's off the table right now, I don't know if it was like a thing for a while.
You have to admit, though, that it's pretty funny. They'll be able to laugh at that when they get older, but right now it's kind of terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, man.
By the way, I hope you're ready for the long haul, because I'm not dying on this run.
Look, I'm not even...
It's not happening.
I'm not getting hit the rest of the way.
Yeah, which I would do a Knight's Charge. Why not? Like, check this. You want to talk about synergies? I have an ability that freezes enemies, and then when I kill a frozen enemy, I heal for 1, and then I have a relic that increases my healing by 3. So every time I kill a frozen enemy, I heal for 4. It's all right. You don't have to be jealous. We'll work on it together.
That's like compound interest, right?
I mean, it's the most powerful run I've ever seen in my entire life.
All right, take one of these. Call me in the morning.
That being said, I did almost just die. Hang on. Oh, you got him.
All right. Nice. There's some good dopamine in this game, too. Yeah, we need some health. All right. Wait, so if you're not on TikTok, how did you hear about Spicy Mommy?
it gets pushed to Twitter, and then I catch it on the flip side on Twitter. I'm not trying to be a hipster about it, by the way, but like, and people in my chat will tell you that it's true, and maybe it's sad that it's true. But I was very, very early to the TikTok NPC insanity.
Really?
I saw a tweet, and I mean, the tweet was viral. It isn't like it was like I was the first person on earth to notice it. But like, I noticed it before we were getting ice cream so cold, okay? It was like 3 weeks ago that I brought it up for the first time, and I was like, this is the most insane thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
So I gotta ask, like, I will say, like, your tweets lately, I've seen as like very curated, Ryan. You know, like very, very thoughtful, like in the lab versus like off the cuff. But what the heck? And like, I know I'm out of the loop. Like, I had to ask you about gas. But what the heck is Skibbity Toilet?
Skibbity Toilet is the new hotness YouTube trend for Generation Alpha, which is people that are like, I don't know, maybe like 5 to 20. By the way, can you imagine being 20 and being lumped in with 5-year-olds? That's gotta hurt. But then, like, as 34-year-olds, I'm like, you're basically the same. I mean, you're not basically the same, but you will be in like 10 years. Anyway, long story short, Skibbity Toilet is a
is that how you say it?
Skibbity Toilet, yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's a series of videos where it made in Source Filmmaker. So basically, like, kind of Gary's Mod type stuff.
Okay.
Where characters pop out of a toilet saying Skibbity, and it's kind of like it's a horror type thing going on. And there's a variety of Skibbity toilets that range in power. The G-Man Skibbity toilet is canonically the most powerful, and then there's also Cameraman. Cameraman is kind of the protagonist's helper. He's like the Green Ranger, if you will. So he helps to protect you from the Skibbity toilets, usually by flushing them.
Okay. Is this like a
I failed to see what's so humorous, but
I just know how you know all this deep lore about Skibbity.
It's our business. It's our industry.
So is it like modern day? What was the MCN you used to be with?
Oh, Machinima?
Yeah, it's like modern day Machinima.
I think that's a realistic comparison.
Okay. So
it's just, you know, every generation has its own insane stuff that they use as like a bonding experience with each other.
And this is Skibbity Toilet.
Skibbity Toilet, yeah. I don't think I fail to see what's so unusual about it. I mean, it's a little unusual, I suppose, because it's like, you know, one of the weirdest things I think I've ever seen that has become popular, but...
So, not current events, but you tweeted something about like Joe Biden's Skibbity Toilet or something.
That tweet was in the voice of former President Donald J. Trump.
Okay.
The idea being that in 2024 he might be able to capture some of the Zoomer demographic by talking about Skibbity Toilet. And wouldn't that be funny?
Because I just was reading it and I didn't get it, but now I guess I have to go back and read it. And then you dropped an Oppenheimer Skibbity Toilet thing, right?
I don't know if the Oppenheimer tweet was related to Skibbity Toilet, but I hear what you're saying. I've been cooking lately.
Yeah, you've been.
Clutch kill, by the way. Clutch kill.
All right. Skill damage, crit chance. I need some H if there's any H in there.
I don't think there's any H in here. Oh, maybe there was. Maybe there was. Oh yeah, we're drafting. We're drafting. I'll take 5% skill damage.
Okay. I will take D up.
Okay, I'll take crit chance. I wanted crit chance anyway.
Ooh, have you ever beat? What's that?
Oh, we were too slow to send the care package back to the base.
Have you ever finished a run of Ember Knights?
No.
Okay.
I think that beating the second boss is as far as I've ever made it.
Okay. So we've got. Did we beat 4 or 3?
We beat 2.
Ooh, green. Oh.
Ice cream, so yummy. I just got stung by lightning.
And the NPC TikToks will go on for hours.
It's crazy, right? I don't think I would have the mental fortitude to keep it up.
Oh man. What's been cooking on the content front for you? You're back to SAP?
I feel like, with the exception of Ember Knights, we're in a bit of a dry spell in the world of gaming.
Got it. What
I've been playing a lot of Super Auto Pets,
okay.
and that's about it.
What was the final nail in the coffin of Cloud and Barrett?
Honestly, if I hadn't, well, the final nail in the coffin is that nobody watched it. Everybody wants to see it finish, but nobody wants to actually watch it, like when it's taking place. Whenever you defeat an enemy, refresh a skill. Don't mind if I do. But like the analytics were like really bad. But the biggest problem was that we were moving. Like if I had 6 normal work weeks in a row where I could have just grinded out like 2 Final Fantasy 16 streams a week, I would have beaten it no problem. I would have eaten the analytics. But like when you get a 4-day work week into a 3-day work week, and then one of the days is just dead in the water because nobody watches the content, then you're kind of like, it starts to play on your mind a little bit, you know?
Yeah, you're cooked. You're like, my limited time, like, you're not gonna give it up for watching a movie on stream.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But you liked it though, right?
Yeah, I think it's really good. I would love to have the space to finish it, but it would have to be in an alternate reality where people actually like enjoy watching it in a large enough number to make it worth my while doing it on stream. And like, there's just no time to do it off stream either. So you know how it is.
I do know how it is. Are you gonna play Baldur's Gate 3?
So here's the thing: we do Canadian gaming on Mondays, where like me, Sips, and Mouth play, and they're talking about playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm like, man, it's just. I would love to. It's kind of like an alternate reality thing for me. Like I would actually love to. I think I would have a great time playing it, but it's going to be like 100 hours long, and we play in like 2-hour intervals a week. Like, are we really going to be playing this in October 2024? Like that just seems. It seems ambitious to me.
So, like, to me, that seems like a perfect game. Like I would play off camera with just some friends. You know? Ooh, what is this? Ooh, Gambo. Wait, okay. Left. Okay.
Where do you think it is? Where do you think it is?
I think it's here.
I couldn't agree more. I think it's right there.
You do it.
Okay, if you're so confident, why don't you?
No, you have honors. You're host honors.
Hey! Double or nothing? Double or nothing? Oh, it's just that easy.
I don't mind a little Gamba. I'm excited for Armored Core, and I don't know if I should be or if it's going to be like a one-stream Marty, but I'm excited for Robot
feel like
Souls.
From Software has earned the right to be excited about whatever they make. They haven't missed in a long time. Even their misses are like hits. Because I know you're not a big Sekiro guy, which is, in my opinion, the wrong opinion, but that's okay.
It's still better than games from other companies. It's a good game.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's just not a Souls game.
They're the only AAA developer not afraid to make their game hard. I respect that. Every other company is like, oh, the shareholders.
You're not wrong. Chat, can we get some based in chat? I didn't even have to ask for it.
I've got a habit of saying some base things here. Day 1 battle pass. Exactly.
You need the Mita. Grab the Mita when you can.
Let's take that. No, you should take the HP. I'll just heal. I just won't get hit.
Dude, but look at your H right now. Take the meat. Yeah.
Oh, the meat. Yeah. I see the meats. Why didn't you say so?
All right. Well, you know what? Selfishly, I would say I give this like a 1% credence. I'm like, there's a 1% chance I'm like, all right, Ryan Gary's not responding because he's finally sick of all my antics.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I know,
no,
but
no,
like
no.
there's like
I know
Yeah.
it can mess with your head for sure. I was going through, a very
yeah.
stressful period, and I should have told you I don't have Discord on my phone. That's the other thing.
But I'm glad.
But I don't know about you. I love not being able to be contacted. It feels incredible. Like, obviously, as a parent, you need to be like present. That's a gimme. But especially like when I'm with my daughter, I'm like, don't bother me. I'm already doing stuff. I'll get a text that's like, pick up milk. That's no problem. But if I get like an email that's like, hey, can you send me like the analytics from this like stream right away? I'm like, no.
No, you
I don't
do
want,
it.
I don't
You
want
do
to.
it.
Yeah.
So I will always, like, I don't even turn on. I have no notifications on my phone. Like, if you text me, like, my phone doesn't buzz. You have
Dude,
it like
I'm exactly the same way. I don't know. My wife still has it. Like, she's got the Apple Watch. Anytime she receives an email, she gets like a buzz, and then like the header of the email shows up on the face of her watch. I would throw the watch in the ocean like day two. I'd be like, I got no chance to. I never feel like I'm relaxed if I'm constantly getting buzzed every 15 minutes.
No, I'm with you.
It's
We got a lot of
different
money here.
strokes for different folks, for sure.
Ember
We
Fire.
do have a lot of money, but let me tell you, I don't want any of this. For me personally, I'm going to increase my damage by 1, and I think you can. If you need me to buy something for you, I mean, you're pretty flush yourself. But if you wanted some of this, you just let me know.
Nah, I don't. Can we re-roll? No re-rolls. Okay.
I don't think so.
All right, no, I gotta save. Collect some interest here. All right.
Now you do you. I don't know if you're building towards synergies already. My input is it would be very helpful for me if the stars align. If you took some kind of frost skill,
Okay.
so that when I kill frosted enemies, I heal like no other.
Yeah, no problem.
I could go infinite.
Team synergy.
Exactly.
I'm with you.
Like I'm freezing them, I'm healing them, I'm tanking the damage. Apparently you can talk to the shopkeeper to reroll. Well, you know what? the more you know.
All right, what is this? Prism. Gem of Wisdom.
You know what? You've earned it. You're a wizard. You could use some wisdom, right?
All right, let's do it.
Also, when we were doing the customer service stuff with the movers, every single time I sent them an email, they're like, "We can't do that, but we'd be happy to discuss it on the phone." And I was like,
No.
"Sit yourself. I don't want to talk to you on the phone because on the phone, first off, I can't see your mouth, so I have like a harder time understanding what you're saying to begin with because I only have like the audio to rely on. And secondly, I want all this in writing. How old are you that you want to take an email conversation to the phone?
Well,
We're doing it all over email these days. I don't want to. You really think I want to call you and be like, "Give me a lot of money"? No, I'd rather write it in text. Holy go, you!
They're trying to slip you a
Blowing the
Jimmy. They're gonna use bulldog tactics over the phone. Try to get you to agree to something.
What is slip you a Jimmy mean?
like sneak something past you. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think we've been listening to different music.
Oh, all right. Yo, speaking of, so I didn't tell you this. So my wife took me to see Weezer for Father's Day.
Yeah.
And she had a couple comments. So the first, I'll tell you her comments after, but they walk out on stage. The first thing the lead singer of Weezer says, he grabs the microphone and screams, "Y'all ready to get wheezed?" I just didn't expect it out of Rivers Cuomo.
Oh man, that is great.
And my wife is like very kind, like doesn't say boo about anyone. But he came out and she's like, "Man, he looks old." I'm like, "What do you?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, she's like old." And then she hit me with, she's not a Weezer fan at all, but she's taken me to like 2 or 3 Weezer concerts. And wait, are you dead?
Yeah, I've been dead for like a minute and a half.
Hold on, I gotta dial then. All right.
All right, we'll run one more back. One more back.
Yeah. So anyway, so she's taking me like a bunch of Weezer concerts, and then she just now. Oh shoot! Let me re-click. She just now told me, she's like, I think he has one of the least best singing voices of all time.
I mean, that's just rude. As much as I'm not a Weezer guy, still.
But like, do you agree? Like, I was trying to like, I always try to understand opposing viewpoints.
I mean, I don't think Rivers Cuomo is a great singer, but also I think that music that exists only because the person singing has a good voice is very boring. So that's not what I dislike about modern Weezer.
What do you dislike about modern Weezer?
I feel like after like the early 2000s, they were just rinsed. Like they didn't have anything else in the tank, but they kept making music.
What
like,
do you mean rinsed?
It's like me doing like 7,000 Isaac videos after the Out of Obligation.
All right, real quick. One in chat if you would want to see 7,000 more Isaac videos from Ryan.
See, that's the
two
problem.
if no.
There's a lot of Weezer fans out there. I sent you an invite, by the way.
I know. I was. Send me another one.
Okay, I will try, because the new Steam overlays got me all messed up. How about, I think I'll remake the lobby.
Okay, that's my bad. I clicked too fast.
We'll host a lobby for you in a private setting with 2 players.
I know you're gonna say I always ask this, but I forget. How many hours have you put into Isaac?
Probably like 3,800, something like that. Plus whatever in the first Isaac, plus I don't know, like 1,100 hours of Spider Mod or whatever.
It's a lot of time. Can you send one more? Sorry, I squeaked it.
I don't even see you online anymore.
I'm sending you messages.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. In your chat?
I do see that I have one message from you. You're not in the game.
I don't think I need to be in it. That's okay.
You are now in the game. And I will invite friends. There you go.
Okay, I'm back in.
He's done it. I think that the Blue Album and Pinkerton are 2 seminal albums of the 1990s.
Okay.
Full stop. My distaste for modern Weezer doesn't take away from those albums. I listen to them all the time. I don't think that they have made a song with any form of artistic merit since 2001.
Okay. You have Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, when you're in the car, what do you listen to?
On the way to pick up my daughter, I might listen to something like Heaven or Las Vegas by the Cocteau Twins. Then, as soon as I pick her up, it's they call her Jessie, the yodeling cowgirl, as dainty as a fairy, princess of the prairies. Yeah, she's Jessie. You get the idea.
Yeah. Okay. On the ride in, just listen to Weezer, SZNZ Summer. That's all I ask. And then if you call that not relevant, then I'll eat it.
Okay.
There's 4. It's like a 8-song album, and 4 of the songs are legit bangers.
I don't have an 8-song drive to daycare, but I can get through a couple.
Okay.
In all likelihood, it depends on how many car accidents I see on the way, but usually it's a lot, so you'll probably be good.
Do you stop and glance?
I would say I'm a non-glancer. I respect keeping the flow going.
You know what? I mean, not to be boomer, but you know what I saw on Facebook the other day?
Holy, it could be anything.
There was a picture of like zipper merging when driving. I said, "What the heck is zipper merging? Do you know what that is?"
Yeah, you, instead of trying to merge at the first opportunity, you drive to the end of the merge lane and then sneak in right there.
Is that new tech?
I don't know if it's new tech. That's what in times of very heavy traffic, that's what I've been told is the best for the flow of traffic.
Do you zipper?
I Well, that's an interesting question. Do I zipper? If I see it's all. I'm not saying this is the right thing to do. I'm saying it's the tragedy of the commons. I would love to zipper if I thought that when I got to the front, the person in the other lane would let me in. I've had so many situations where like I try to zipper and then the person who's supposed to let me in says, no, I want to be 1 foot in front of you. And as a result, I'm like, oh man, I should have merged when I had the opportunity earlier instead of waiting till the end. So I feel like I become that which I hate as a result of other people being selfish as well. So at first I'm a victim and then I'm a perpetrator of societal ills.
So when someone's trying to zip you, you don't let them in either, do you?
No, I let him in. I wouldn't say I'm a perfect driver. I think that's a little ridiculous, but I'm very accommodating. If someone is otherwise driving nicely and they're like, I want to get in here, I'm like, go ahead, brother. That's your, it's your right.
All right,
you don't gain anything material by stopping someone from zipper merging. You're literally ahead of them by like less than 1 second.
but they're still ahead of you. Let me ask you this. Let me just paint a picture. Two lanes merging into one. You have like a good quarter mile. Most people are in the left lane. You got someone just blows by the entire lane on the right side to get over to the left at the very front of the line. Do you semi nudge to block the right lane so that they can't?
Listen.
Just asking.
I might try to move my car so I'm not the person that has to let them in. But I always remember, so I was reading like r/Vancouver, and I'm not going to say I'm always the bigger man, okay? But I was reading r/Vancouver a couple years ago, and people were talking about like, oh, on the bridge, why do people let the lane skippers like in? You've got to stop them from getting in because they're being rewarded for lane skipping. And the top comment was like, it's always frustrating for me, but I just remind myself like all I'm doing is driving to get to my destination. And like, I just want to get there safely. And also, I don't know what they've got going on. I don't know if they're late for something insanely important, like they're on their way to the hospital or something otherwise that means they have to get there faster. So like, admittedly, it requires a great amount of like mental strength to be like, I'm gonna let this person in and not try to block them out and feel superior because they're taking advantage of the rules. But I try to remember that is like, you don't really lose anything by letting them in.
I mean,
by the way, you gotta solo the boss to bring me back.
I'm not saying if this were the PUBG era, you would say that's a low T move, but I'm not saying that. Have you ever been the Zoomer?
I was the Zoomer on Friday. Because let me tell you how it went down, okay? We have to, in order to get to our campsite, we have to catch a ferry. The ferry leaves every hour, and you buy tickets in advance. The tickets are like $100 a person.
To get on a ferry?
It's like an hour and a half long ferry.
Does it come with popcorn?
You can buy food on board. This is not that relevant. What's relevant is that our tickets were for 8 a.m. and it's like, I don't know, a half-hour drive. So we leave at like 7:10. We think we're going to be there by 7:40. We'll have time to like, it's not going to be an issue, right? I punch in the ferry terminal to navigation and it says it's going to take us an hour and 5 minutes. And I said, okay, here we go. And then I was, the whole way there, I was zooming and I was watching like the ETA. It was like 8 o'clock, 8:03, 7:55, 7:51. 8:02, and like every time I like changed lanes, it adjusted it by like 7 minutes. So I was freaking out. But then I got to a point where it was like you have to cross into a tunnel to cross under a body of water, but only one lane was designated for the tunnel. So everybody was piled into the middle lane, so they were in the right spot for the tunnel. And I said, if I follow the rules, we're not going to make it. I zipped up the right lane as far as I could and then squeezed into traffic. And it probably saved us like 15 to 20 minutes. And then we made it with 3 minutes to spare to get on the boat. And I made sure when I shoved my way into traffic, I hit my 4 ways and like waved to the cars around me. And I was like, I know, I'm an asshole. It was either that or like fuck up my whole weekend and lose the money from the ferry tickets, and like I had to make a decision in that case, and I did. I would not have liked to have made that decision, but I found myself forced to. But in a normal situation, if I'm just like driving and there's like a lot of traffic, no, I don't zoom because I leave on time.
Chad, AITA.
I think I am the asshole, but I also think that nobody could blame me.
What's put on your four ways? What does that mean?
Your I don't know what you call them in America.
Emergency lights?
Yeah, that's
okay.
like, you know, I don't like to do the wave anymore because I feel like everybody's windows are so tinted they can't really see. So if I squeeze into traffic and the person behind me let me in, I always turn on my four ways for like 2 seconds just to say, I see what you did there, thank you so much.
Oh, that's new tech. I never heard of that.
Just to be like, but basically by the way, great job. Basically what I'm saying is like, I didn't squeeze in. I recognize you made a choice to let me in and I appreciate it.
I always give the wave, but light tech, that's like going above and beyond.
Well, how you getting light tech on somebody behind you though?
I give
Or
them,
how are you doing wave tech on somebody behind you?
I put my hand in the middle of the car, in between the seats, so they see it.
I feel like with the tint, you don't always see it though.
Oh, I mean, my car's not
Like
murdered out, is yours?
No, but like sometimes I'll be at a four-way stop and somebody in like a murdered out Subaru with like black on black tint that's unseeable is like waving me through the four-way, and I'm like, I can't see your hand, you idiot. Like, just go when you get to the four-way. They're like, why is he not going? And I'm like, because nobody can see inside of your car, Dom Toretto.
All right, good fight. All
That'd
right.
be crazy, man.
I do feel, oddly enough, like, I feel like you've chilled out a lot.
I think so. I think having a kid chilled me out, honestly. Because you have to have patience. There's no choice. You have to have patience to have a kid. Like, it's not like you're going to be like, oh, shut up. I can't deal with this anymore, right? You just gotta... You put them to sleep, and then they're like, come back into my room, I'm scared. You let them cry it out for like 15 minutes, and then they're like, I'm still scared. You go back into the room, you reset the whole bedtime routine, you start it over. You know, it's no days off. you build up that muscle.
Speaking of no days off, did you log in your hiking on the Peloton app?
Listen, Dan, I'm not trying to put you on blast or anything, okay?
Yeah.
When it comes to the Peloton, it's a tool. You know, it's not like a doctrine that you have to adhere to specific rules. I don't log walking. I don't log like an outdoor bike ride. I don't log hiking or stuff like that. I only log strength or time actually spent on the bike.
Why?
Because the tool works for me, not the other way around. I'm gonna hit my 20,000 minutes this year regardless. I don't need to, you know, be like, oh, the only way I'm gonna get the badge is if I, you know, put my hour-long walk on nap time in here.
But don't you like seeing the numbers go up?
The numbers go up when I do the work on the bike.
But wouldn't you like more numbers?
Again, that's where I'm like, the numbers work for me, not the other way around. Like, I see people, because I'm an insane person, sometimes I go to the Peloton subreddit just to keep up on the news. And some people will be like, I don't think, I have a 90-day streak, but I'm stressed out. I'm going on a week-long vacation and I won't have access to my bike. So I downloaded a bunch of like 5-minute meditations so I can keep my streak up while I'm away. Now, I understand maybe that streak helps you maintain like consistency and compliance, but also at the same time, if you're so stressed out that you're like, the streak is the only thing that matters, so I'm just gonna log in and hear someone for 5 minutes be like, relax, you're worth it or whatever, then I'm like, if you're so Peloton pilled that you can't enjoy your vacation, I think that maybe what you should do is break the streak and rebuild your mental from there and remember the reason you started exercising in the first place.
Yeah, but what if What if streak is part of who you are? Like, what if it's in your Twitch name?
Well, then you got to do what you got to do. In that case, you got to do what you got to do, of course.
And so, because here's my thought. I think at one point, you were Peloton pilled, where you had like a 300-day streak, and then you got sick one day. What did they call it? You call it Little Caesar. And then,
right, yeah.
And then you're like, you had to go through it. You had to go through the heartbreak of a streak broken. And then now you're on the other side of it.
The daily streak is whatever. You can't control it. Weekly, the only time I've lost it is like if I've been on a cruise ship where you just don't have access to the internet. But like, I don't know. The thing is, my streaks are a little worse this year, but my hours are like way up. Like I've already got 2,000 more minutes in 2023 than I had by the end of 2022. So like, it's just, you know, you get in the time when you can get it.
Why is Dan projecting his streak pilledness on NL Lamau? Look, I'm very streak based. I'll admit it. You know, it's just the way the circuitry and wires works. What do you want me to do?
I think you should take all three. Go for it. I think it's like it's a bootstrapping situation. You use the streak as motivation to build the habit, and then after you've built the habit, don't become a slave to the streak. That's my 2 cents.
That sounds good. Why don't you post that on Peloton? r/Peloton.
Because they don't have any. Because the only people who post there are out of their minds.
What do you mean? What do you
I mean, the Peloton is not like a hobby. And I know how funny it sounds for me to be saying that, but like, there's nothing to talk about. The only news is like, hey, like a new 30-minute pop ride came out. So like, I don't even know why I check it. Like, there's always posts from people that are like, they're making a mountain out of a molehill.
You ever just throw a couple 2 cents from its opposite day here on there?
No, because I feel like to read Reddit is pretty normal. To post on Reddit, you gotta be a little bit out of your mind. I mean, you just gotta get other stuff to do. No disrespect.
So I have a question for you. How many cars do you think are in the United States of America? It's not you're not judged on your answer.
Okay. Are there a couple of follow-up questions?
Yeah.
Are we talking about cars that are in working order? Or are we just talking about cars that have like ever been built but not junked?
No, like cars that people are using.
I would say, hang on, let me get this crit chance. All right, I think I took skill, whatever. I'll take skill damage. I think chat's got a good answer. I think it's 1.5 times the adult population.
Okay, so there's 300 million. 300 million.
300 million adults?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's roughly the same as the population of the United States.
Okay, so say it's 300 million cars, right?
That sounds right. That sounds roughly apt to me.
Okay, of the 300 million cars, how many of those cars do you think has an Ultima Online bumper sticker on them?
Less than 10,000.
Chat said 0. They said 0. So I went.
That's crazy.
So I went into the r/Ultima Online at the beginning of a stream. I typed in, "Hey, does anyone have an Ultima Online bumper sticker?" And then, if so, can you please post a photo? And instantly, when I did that, everyone in chat said this post is gonna get nuked. It's gonna get nuked. It's gonna get nuked.
The mods are gonna go crazy.
Just at the end of the stream, one person posted a picture of their Subaru with the bumper with the Ultima Online quote. So if that was 1 in 3 hours, that means you're probably right, 10,000 cars.
Most people probably don't check r/Ultima Online every day. Maybe like, once every couple days.
Yeah.
Just sort by top this week.
So, but I don't sometimes I put emojis in Reddit posts and chat's always like, you're going to lose it. You're going to get nuked for putting an emoji in a Reddit post.
I don't know. I don't know the Reddit kid these days. Oh. That the chat blew my mind. They told me that the thumbs up react is considered passive aggressive.
Wait.
Whereas like in our generation, if you got a text from your wife that was like, "Can you pick up milk on your way home?" you might reply with the thumbs up emoji.
Yeah.
It's like, I saw this message and you can count on me. The younger generation sees that as like a sarcastic, like, sure, I got it. Like, you're gonna get it, but you're not gonna be happy about it. Like forget you for asking.
Yeah, I didn't know that. You know what took me a little while to wrap my head around? And it's not, you can say it's based, non-based or whatever, but like, I would be like, hey, like, I would invite one of my buddies to be like, hey, you want to go to the driving range or something? And he'd hit me with a heart. And I'd be like, all right, that took me a minute to like wrap my head around that, because I received the heart for my wife's text, you know.
Of course, that's what it's there for.
But it's I feel like that may be boomer.
According to and this, correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, the younger generation uses the heart as a read receipt, as if like just a non-denominational way to say I saw this message.
Yeah, I don't know, but it
is if I sent a message to you and then you replied with or you reacted with a heart emoji, I would be like, what's going on here? Yeah. But that's not right.
But it's happened so much to me now, I'm like, I'm hearting everything, you know.
Oh really?
Yeah. Okay. Like I got a message from a contractor. He's like, hey, I'll have the quote next week, and I gave him a heart.
And then he's like, fine, I'll be over tomorrow.
Well, thanks for the max HP.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure.
So like, let me ask, and maybe this is for chat, like, so if you're texting with someone and you like them and you want to, what's the react like? Like, hey, like, I'm into you type thing.
Is there like it's a red heart react if it's a read receipt, but it's like a green heart react if you're like, oh, let's do it?
Everyone in the chat is saying eggplant.
They're joke. That's like over the line.
Peach emoji?
No. That's like you've already entered the race. Like if you just have a crush on somebody, you can't send them an eggplant. Or I mean, you can, but it's at your own risk, I think. But I don't know why we're listening to Gen Z when it comes to emojis anyway. The most emoji pilled generation is the boomers.
Really?
My mom sends me emojis all the time. I feel like they're not. She's not using them 100% appropriately, but she's definitely got like the enthusiasm.
Like, what's an example of a emoji your mom will send you, or a multiple?
Well, she sends me a lot of like smiles, but they're not the default smile. like she doesn't just send like colon bracket. She'll send like, you know, smile with like hearts in eyes or something like that. Like emojis that I've never deigned to use in my day-to-day life.
Have you ever got the one eye closed, big open eye, tongue sticking out from her?
I think I have, when she sends me something silly.
I think that above all others makes me the most uncomfortable out of every emoji.
Really?
Yeah, because what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah, like one eye's open.
It means you're being silly. You're being silly.
But isn't there one with two eyes open and a tongue out?
Oh, that's like a little too serious.
Oh.
That's, I mean, that's, I personally, I'm not part of Gen Z, but I would feel a little bit threatened by that, a little intimidated.
By
moms, dude, I took this from chat, but it's true. Moms do be loving the Bitmojis. The one that's like, it kind of looks like the person sending the emoji.
Yeah. You know what, there's a good Bitmoji of, there's like an I can't, a bit emoji. And that Apple
I gotta
has.
Get that one.
It's pretty good.
I gotta get that one.
Did you make your own Bitmoji character?
No, I've never interfaced with the Bitmojis.
Oh, because you're Android, right?
I am Android. Is Bitmoji just an Apple thing?
Yeah.
Well, that's weird. My mom has an Android. She must have like Android Bitmoji app that like steals all her data or something. I should really talk to her about that.
Is your mom on Snapchat? Oh, nice aggro.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. She's got her own life.
Like some of my normie friends my age, they're on Snapchat with just their other normie friends. Like at work and stuff. Like that's how they communicate. They'll just send pictures of like stuff they do at the office, or I'm like, I'm not on Snapchat like that.
I don't want to, like, I don't know if you've talked about this on your stream yet, but I'm kind of done with social media right now. So like Threads came out, get the occasional question, are you going to Threads? If you see me on Threads, it's not me. I'm not there. I just don't see, I have enough. I'll keep Twitter, and like on Twitter now, it's okay. I see some funny tweets every day, and then I block every verified account that's called like no context humans, out of context, times reality broke, out of context, etc., etc. And my experience, you know, it varies, don't get me wrong. But regardless, hey, can I ask you to purchase this for me?
Yeah, I got you.
Please, thank you, Daddy.
No problem.
Gang. But I, the way I've described it to my chat is I feel like I got tricked into being on Twitter originally, and it's not that I can't change, but it's more like I have inertia with it right now. But the idea that I would like download another social media app and I just hit myself in the face with my microphone. Hang on, I gotta Threads this. The idea that I would download like another app and willfully like start tweeting again in another name is crazy to me. Like I don't know if you feel the same way, but as like millennials, I feel like social media came out and we were like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like it's the feeling of your high school yearbook, but you don't have to wait till the end of the school year. You can post all the inane stuff you're doing like at all times. And it was only later that we started to think about the ramifications of like, you know, putting your entire life online for the approval of your friends and your strangers, or strangers. So I kind of feel like we have an excuse to have been into social media at first because it was novel and, you know, it was cool before it seemed scary. Like nobody was really thinking about the ramifications of it. But now to be like in your 30s and be like, yeah, I'm gonna download Threads, I think we're not cut from the same cloth. Let's just put it that way.
I downloaded it just to get my name, but it's like, this is just Twitter. But it's like, you know what it's like though?
Fair.
It's nice Twitter. Everyone there is nice. Like there's no mean stuff over there. So that's, to me, that's the only like interesting thing about it. But I don't check it, you know?
I do, as it sounds a little insane. I wish people were nicer to me, for sure. And they're pretty nice to me, at least these days. But I would always prefer if people were nicer to me, of course. That being said, I want Twitter to be a little bit mean. I want Twitter to have a little bit of an edge. That's part of what defines the platform for me, is that it's like, it's a bit like a roast.
That's true.
I know it's hypocritical saying, like, because I don't want to be roasted, but I want to see people getting roasted. But I don't want to just be on Twitter and everyone, or on Threads, and everyone's like, you know, I'm having a great day today. Love having good times with all my Thread buddies. I'm like, just go like outside.
So like, hold on.
The downers are slurping tonight.
You finish it off? Could you hear that or no?
I did not hear that.
Oh, I had you saying the doubters are slurping tonight. But like, you're not on Instagram, right?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I am basically. That's my username, and then that's it.
Got it. So like on Twitter, like long story short, you take both those apples.
I think you take one, I'll take the other because I got two meats.
Big Brother did like a 25th anniversary special, and like when they announced who's on it, I got Big Brother Twitter pilled. How come you're not on it? How come you're not on it?
Yeah.
And a couple were like, thank God you're not on it. You're so annoying, this and that. And so this is what I do. It was like a general reminder for me to like, this is why I don't tweet about Big Brother. But also, you know what my go-to move is? Like someone's like, so annoying, glad you weren't there. I respond to him. I think I probably told you this, but I respond to him. I go, hey, I hope you have a good day. You know, and that's that. But it's not like, hey, I'll come back when you're not so busy. It's like a genuine, hey, I hope you have a good day. Guess what happens? And this is not why I do it, because I think about like, you know what, this dude's probably, you know, not having a good day if he's sending that. They'll come back and be like, yo, I would just really want to see you back. And in my head, I'm like, well, you could have just said that.
Yeah, people, they'd send stuff like that, and then they go like, oh, I didn't know you were going to see it. So, like, I'm not saying that that's defensible. It's kind of crazy, but, like, you know, at least most people are not dyed-in-the-wool haters of just like your average person.
Yeah.
Most people are just like, you know, I thought I could farm some dopamine by being mean. And then I'm like, well, you got it, and now you're muted. So, you know, we're both happy.
I will say though, I mean, I know your last tweets have been on fire. Your last tweets, you've explained it to me, which I now appreciate and get. But they're the first set of tweets from me. I'm like, I don't understand this. It's like I'm losing my edge.
More Zoomer, as weird as it sounds. I think partly it's because, you know, on Twitch your audience is a little bit more, it tends to be younger, so I get influenced by chat and stay a little bit younger, which is crazy because I'll say things that are completely normal for like a man in his mid-30s and people are like, you sound 50. I don't know if you experience that or if you've got maybe a more understanding demographic, but like I'll be like, oh, I've been eating salads for lunch. People are like, okay, old man. Which is, it's just insane to me.
Oh, look how close we were.
I know, 26 seconds.
Oh, you see little Timmy hiding right here? Look at him. What do you think he's doing?
Sorry.
Speaking of little Timmy, you beat Only Up, right?
I did, yeah.
Did you have a meltdown moment?
I didn't, and I think people were mad at me because they wanted me to have a meltdown moment. But the reality of the situation is just like, what is there to be mad about? As soon as I finish Only Up, I got to go back to playing Super Auto Pets. So the longer that Only Up went on for, that was it was better for me. But I wasn't even throwing either. I was just like, you know, I was just doing my thing. I was just putting my reps in.
Why do you think a game like Only Up was so successful during its time?
I was talking about it with chat, and I have like no idea. I you know, you could posit some things like it's FODI core, and everybody loves to watch streamers play FODI core, but like the fact that every streamer was at like 1.5x their normal view count while they played Only Up was insane to me. Because I had a fun time, but let's be honest, it's not that good.
It's good suffer core, you know.
Yeah,
but
I guess.
but it's not a good game, you know. Like I would never play that. Like if I wasn't creating content, I would never play that game. You know what I mean? Like I just would never play it.
Hey, hang on, are you hearing that?
What?
I think there's like a coyote or something.
You sure it's not a rat?
I don't think a rat should. I hope it doesn't sound like that. Oh, a reroll. Oh, get some poison.
How'd you reroll?
I pressed R. It said I had one reroll.
Oh. Yeah.
A rat bit me. So true. That didn't actually happen to me. I think it's a quote from What We Do in the Shadows. I can't remember.
No, I had fun playing it, but I'm like, this would not be fun without chat.
Yeah, I mean, you would never like sit down by yourself and pour like a, you know, a Coke Zero and then play Only Up. Like,
no, I would never. Alpha Q says, don't let Ryan Gary carry you through each level. Okay, let's see who gets MVP then. All right.
Listen. I have an advantage because I've played the game before. I will say, was it so much of an advantage that I should be killing 115 enemies to your 25?
How do you
some
know
people
that?
might say that's what it said on the stat screen last time.
Okay. All right. I'm also pulling aggro, chat. There's no stat for that. All right.
I would plus do that. I think he's pulling some aggro.
This is not exoprimal. All right.
I was gonna ask how was that, but then I remembered, like, what's the point? I'm not saying it's bad. I don't know anything about it, but yeah, I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen.
But I will say, I do appreciate, like, it's probably happens a handful of times a year. I'll get a DM from Ryan's like, yo, check this game out. And I gotta say, and I told chat, whenever I get a yo, check this out from you, They're always 10 out of 10s.
What was it this time? Or most recent?
Password game.
Oh yeah.
So I do appreciate that. So that's why I like, yeah, Exo Prime was good. It's fun. But you never
Does it
played
ever
it.
ask you to find a YouTube video that's exactly 35 minutes and 14 seconds in length?
Oh, well, I made
Probably
sure,
not,
I
right?
made sure my YouTube video always came from your channel. And there was a couple where you debated me. It was like, I needed 12:10. It was 12:11 or 12:09.
Well, I apologize for that.
That's okay. I just thought you'd have a lot more.
I got quite a lot. I think I got enough.
Ooh, what's that?
Holy, this is for you. Roll the dice, dealing damage to enemies and generating a bonus effect based on the roll.
Swappa. Let's get rid of that. All right. What is that? Cost? Question mark.
Yeah, I think it must be like related to a quest or so, like meta progression.
All right. Oh, ooh, I like
He's
that.
rolling. He's rolling.
Oh, you know what? I will say it's early access. You don't really play a lot of early access games, do you?
I'll play them whenever.
Okay. So there's a. It sounds like it wouldn't be fun, but it's fun. There's a poker roguelike game called Balatro. It's really
You're
good.
speaking my language.
I mean,
You're
like,
speaking my language.
it's so well done. The UI is amazing. It's very thoughtful. Like, I played it, and I'm like, and you know me in like roguelike card games, I appreciate them, but sometimes they're not my kind of game. This is high pog energy. You got to check it. I mean, to me, this is like, yo, you got to check this out type game. You know, even for a segment,
will.
yeah.
Maybe I'll even check it out today.
Ooh.
Because it'll save me from playing Super Auto Pets.
Ooh, a 2.
All right.
I have died. There's
Okay.
an apple in the top. There's a couple apples if you need them.
Okay. Well, there goes the apple. That's okay. Don't be afraid. I need the dice.
You're
I need the
doing
dice.
okay.
I need the dice. This is the heart attack right here. There we go.
What a move. What a play.
Remember when we played Tarkov?
Holy man.
I can't even like get my brain to a place where like I would ever play that again. Ooh, triple. Man. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Remember when you played it every day for like 4 years?
And then Ryan Gary sent me a message like, hey, have you ever considered just not playing it every day? And then the channel started to grow. All right, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Oh yeah, pump up, pump up. Get out, get out, get out, get out. All right,
He's invincible?
How about a 6?
Best I can do is a 3.
Freeze him. Greed, greed, greed. Hang in here.
He's doing it.
Come on, roll me. Roll me, roll me. I need a 6. Freeze him. Nice and easy, nice and easy.
It should be a D100, and if you roll 100, it instantly kills everything on the screen and full heals you and spits out like 1,000 gold.
That's a great idea.
Oh, that was a heal, dude. Let's go. I'm invested. I think you could do it.
Get out of the chains. Nice and easy. I just need more dice. More dice. I know what it's like when I was watching you on the 1 HP dream. I was clenched. You know, roll them, freeze them.
Another heal. Beautiful. But I also like that in other roguelites, because the combos are based on, or your skills are based on time, you can stall out a boss, but in this, they're based on aggression.
Yeah.
So you got to stay in there.
That's tight. That's gonna be tight. That's gonna be tight. No more glancing. No more glancing. Ooh, apple. What did you say? Pie gang gang. Pie gang. Come on, pump 'em, pump 'em. Get out, get out. All right, nice and easy.
Incredible move.
What was that? What was the roll? What did the roll get?
And it was a 2. Holy, he's cracked. He's insane.
Roll him. Couple Couple more. One more pump.
Oh! He's crazy.
Oh man.
He's insane, dude.
We get some gang in chat. Skill tablet.
Can we get some no spicy in chat? I just got stung by lightning.
All right. No dice.
You're right. It's gonna sting that much more when I get MVP anyway.
No. We gotta at least see that. You know what? If you get MVP, I can rest easy. I gave it my all.
I mean, it's hard to say you're not the MVP when the run only exists because of you right now. But
You are doing a lot of D. We need some health. Smasher.
it would be nice. We'll just do some grave robbing real quick.
All right. Health. I wonder if is there an overworld map or anything in this? That's the only thing I haven't really seen.
No overworld map, but there is like the hub world you go to after you win or lose on a run.
Okay. So like, how many levels do we know we have left? I guess that's my question.
I don't.
You don't know?
Honestly, I'm dead, so I don't think it's gonna be a problem for me.
What number do I want to roll? Ooh! For health.
Oh man.
Roll them. Ooh! Freeze them.
That's pretty sick.
Freeze them. Roll them.
Holy! I think that was it. Buffed you. A 1 buffs you.
Oh, how much health? How much health? Okay, we're okay.
You got
Oh,
64,
I'll be fine, I'll be fine.
and there's meat top left too. Once you take these
Roll
guys
'em.
out.
There we go. +2s. Okay, we're getting greedy. There we go.
He's
you
done it.
You come back now?
No, you got to beat the boss. Or go to a healing fountain where I think I can be rezzed.
Okay. All right.
That's just me. That's just my lad.
What? All right, hang in here.
You're like insane at rolling too.
What we do?
Look at that! It's crazy. All he does is 2, man.
Buff me? How we doing health-wise? We're okay. All right. Who's the weak link? Hey, what do you think about the replacement for Wheel of Fortune?
I didn't see the news.
Oh.
Also, I'm not 87 years old. So who is the replacement of
If you
Wheel
had
of
to
Fortune?
guess, who could replace Pat Sajak?
I would say anybody that can read. If I had to guess, I couldn't even come up with, I couldn't hazard a guess. Because it's the number. Wayne Brady would be my guess.
Ice cream.
Is it Wayne Brady?
No. What are you, 80? Ryan Seacrest.
That's exactly. That seems like a perfect replacement for Wheel of Fortune.
You said just someone who can read. Come on, ready for this boss fight.
Look, it had to be like the most inoffensive celebrity of all time that is beloved by people who still watch television. So Ryan Seacrest seems like the perfect option.
Did they? Who was a Jeopardy replacement, or is that a revolving door?
So Ken Jennings is one of the hosts, and Mayim Bialik from Blossom and The Big Bang Theory is the other replacement, and I think they alternate.
Got it.
I haven't seen much Jeopardy in the past few years.
Have you given up your dream of getting on Jeopardy?
I keep doing the online quiz, but they never call.
Only if they knew who was on the other side of the quiz, they would be calling. I promise you that.
It's probably because one of the questions on the online quiz they only give you like 3 seconds to answer each question, and then one of them was like Duckworth is this Grammy-winning rapper's first name, and I was like, I don't know, so I wrote Eminem, and that probably disqualified me from ever being on Jeopardy.
Isn't it the guy who found Lil Wayne? What's his name? He goes, put some respect on my name. Lil Baby. What's that guy's name? Put some respect on my name.
But I don't remember who that is.
The guy who's Birdman. Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
I think his name's Duckworth, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, well, you don't know the answer? You didn't look it up?
Well, the answer is Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, all right.
I don't know. There might be multiple Duckworth individuals.
Why did you type in Eminem?
I was saying they give you 2 seconds, and I was like, the only person I know is Eminem, but like that's the only thing that came to mind.
Oh, how did you die so early?
I know. I'm a little embarrassed with myself, honestly.
Luta? Okay, hang in here. One at a time. One at a time. Roll me. Oh yeah. Okay.
I know his name is Marshall Mathers. I'm just saying, when you get 2 seconds to come up with an answer, you're like, you're like, oh, I know that it's not this, so I'm gonna type it in. Like, I'm not. There's no defense for it. I'm just saying.
I thought you were doing it to like be funny and like, oh, maybe they'll get my humor. We're in trouble here. Oh, they can hurt each other, huh? Hurt that.
Oh, 6!
Oh!
Look at that. Yeah, go hearts. Go hearts.
Hearts.
I think you might be able to res at the hearts.
Please, please. Oh, baby.
Ooh.
All right,
Okay.
you got to carry for a while. that took all my dial.
Here, we'll take 35 each.
Okay.
I'm not gonna mess with your gas tank. You
Yeah,
take
you
it all
go,
the way.
you go.
Well, how much now? I gotta take it down to what's 52 minus 35? It's not possible. Just take it down to
There you go.
35.
All right, there you go.
Hello. Whoa, your hair looks really nice. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Couple
It's all
drops?
yours, Dan.
No, you slurp. You died. I didn't.
What are you trying to say?
All right, let's beat this boss.
We got this under control. Nothing could stop us. Ooh, look at the meat.
How does it feel streaming from a new place? Because you've been.
It feels nice. Like, honestly, down here, I've got like my own little man cave now. Like, there's a bathroom like 12 feet away. That has a shower. Ooh.
Hi, Kate.
The Peloton's right there. The mini fridge is right there. It's actually like a bachelor pad down here.
Hey, will you ask Kate if she's going to TwitchCon?
Kate, Dan says, "Are you going to TwitchCon?" She said no.
I figured
Oh, she said if you're paying, maybe.
No, but I heard there's going to be a Final Fantasy something there.
Dan said, "I'm sure you're going to be interested in this." He said there's going to be a Final Fantasy something there. The details are a little fuzzy, but speaking of Final Fantasy something, listen to this music, man.
Yeah, they did a nice job with Ember Knights, man. This has been a fun experience. Ooh.
It just sucks for them that we're so good that like
We're showing
it makes
off the whole
look
game,
so
yeah.
easy. Yeah, like they probably would have liked to keep this boss like a secret or something, but
Uh-oh.
I'm not scared of this. I guess we should be.
See, if Hades looked like this, I would play it.
I don't want to get into this with you. I think that I'm a believer at this stage of my life that, you know, everybody should be allowed to have some insane opinions. Like, I have some opinions that are definitely insane, and I acknowledge that they're probably wrong, but I believe them. For you, your distaste for Hades is definitely one of the big ones. I'm willing to give it to you. You know, you're an adult. You can have your own opinions. I definitely disagree with it.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just not for me because of how the art style is.
You know what? I support that because I've been going through that with
what
no
game?
disrespect. Oh, we gotta kill the turrets somehow. I don't know. Why am I?
Roll me.
I've been going through that with Dave the Diver. I've been trying to explain that, like, I recognize, like, when I played it, that it was good. However, I also recognized I don't want to ever play it again.
Did you beat it?
No, I got overwhelmed with, like, there's just so many mechanics added every single day, and I was like, this is too much like real life.
Oh, right. I could have helped you out. All you do is mash the spacebar button. I got. Chad's gonna think I'm throwing. I got chained.
You're doing your best, man. I mean, I've been dead for another minute again. They're not messing around with these bosses.
Holy.
This is for the MVP right here. I've got cats
Roll
that
me.
jingle, jangle, jingle.
We need 6. We need to roll a 6 here. 6!
He's insane.
Holy.
He's been playing so much Gungeon. You hear that like wild animal too?
The dog?
Yeah.
This guy moved out to the country.
What's the source of the dog?
They put the dog like,
Roll me.
in, like, the bathroom.
Ah,
They let them out.
I see. So
Roll
the
me
dog is
6.
upset.
I think they just, the dog, whatever it sees, it just go bark, bark, bark.
Yo, have you met your neighbors yet?
Dan, I have a nightmare suburbia story for you.
Hit me with it.
About a week ago, I was taken in my recycling at 6:03 a.m. And my neighbor,
Don't
who
tell
I'd
me.
never met before, walked by and was like, we were talking, and she told me her name, and I made sure to repeat it, like in my head. So I was like, I know her name. Then I was taking the garbage out, and I saw her again, and she said, "Hi, Ryan," and I said, "Hello," and her name had escaped from me. But we've been meeting. I've probably met like 20 people. I could tell you their house, when they moved in there, their dog's name, etc., etc. And just her name for some reason has like. What I remember of it is that she has a name that is like a name that a 30-year-old cool woman would have been in 1995. Like a Lydia or like a Daria or something like that.
Got you.
But I remember being like, oh, that's like a cool 90s name, but I don't remember what it is.
Nelly.
Dylan?
Nelly.
I don't think it's Helen. I don't
Nelly.
think it's Nelly. I
Oh.
don't think it's Nelly.
You know what I thought you were going to say that your nightmare scenario was?
Oh my God, it's Janice. Thank you, Chad. Thank you.
Same. As soon as I saw Janice, I was like, yes. It, like my synapses lit up.
You know what I thought you were going to say?
What?
I thought you were going to say your neighbor, you met your neighbor and they're like, hey, when are you going to finish the Isaac series?
Oh.
What if you would
No,
do?
no.
That was your next door neighbor. Oh,
dude.
exclamation point Ember Knights. Big thank you to Ember Knights. Click the link in the chats. Big thank you to Ember Knights for sponsoring the segment. It was a fun roguelike multiplayer experience. Worked really well. A lot of synergies, a lot of good team play. Ryan, what do you think of it?
I had an amazing time. It's like co-op Enter the Gungeon meets Rogue Legacy meta progression. I think that if I could run it back, I would focus more on the synergies, because the time that I was freezing enemies and healing off the freezing, I felt like I was invincible. And then as soon as we got to the third world, I just died every room because I was not doing well because it got hard.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
I had an amazing time.
yeah, it was fun. You know what else I like in this game? There's a nice little button said dev message where the dev just writes you nice little kind messages. But no, I like the boss fights. I thought the game was difficult. Like it definitely scaled, which is, you know, we don't want to play a baby game. This is not a baby game.
Of course, yeah.
But Ryan, it was fun, man. What do you got going the rest of the segment?
I think I will play the game that you just recommended
Ooh,
after this.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you think. You're gonna like it.
What are you gonna do? Oh, you're leaving, right?
Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm actually I'm going to tomorrow. I'm doing a whole stream is I have to make 1,000 basketball shots. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go test that out, make sure everything works. And
Are you taking them all from the free throw line, or are you doing like three-point shooter style where you like rotate around the court?
well, there's some modifiers because like I don't think I knew what I was biting off, but it's like even 1,000 layups is gonna take a long time. So there'll be some modifiers that chat will be able to control.
Oh, so you could have like this one's worth like 10x or something like that.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So
I mean, 1,000 is, especially if you imagine if you miss a third of them, that's 1,500 reps.
I know. It's
I mean, if you miss none of them, it's 1,000 reps. So.
So I'm gonna see how it goes tomorrow. But it was fun, man. It was fun. I hope you like Balatro and Ember Knights was good, man. But it was good catching up too. Thanks for not being mad at me.
You too.
All right. All right. I'll talk to you soon later.